How do the Indian monsoons influence agriculture and water resources? Welcome to today's discussion on the significant influence of the Indian monsoons on the country's agriculture and water resources. The monsoon is a defining feature of India's climate, and its seasonal arrival has profound implications for farming, water management, and the overall economy. Let's explore how the monsoons shape agricultural practices and the availability of water across the country. The Indian monsoon refers to the seasonal winds that bring heavy rainfall to the subcontinent starting from around June and continuing until September. These rains are driven by the southwest monsoon winds that blow in from the Indian Ocean along with the northeast monsoon during the winter months, primarily affecting the southeastern coast. India receives about 75% of its annual rainfall during the monsoon season. The timing, intensity, and distribution of this rainfall determine agricultural productivity, water availability, and even the economic health of the nation. Monsoon rains are vital to most of the India's rain-fed agriculture and its rural economy, but they also pose challenges due to their unpredictability. Agriculture in India is primarily dependent on the monsoon rains. About 60 to 70% of India's agricultural land is rain-fed, meaning that the success of the monsoon season directly impacts crop yields. When the monsoon arrives on time and brings adequate rainfall, it provides natural irrigation for a majority of crops. Crops like rice, cotton, sorghum, and maize benefit from the heavy monsoon rains. These crops are mainly grown in regions like Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, and Bihar, where the soil moisture from monsoon rainfall sustains crop growth. Rice, in particular, is highly water intensive and thrives in regions with consistent rainfall. The monsoon rains help farmers maintain the required water levels in rice paddies, ensuring healthy crop growth. Similarly, other crops such as sugarcane and jute also depend on the heavy rainfall of the monsoon season to meet their water requirements. While the monsoon is beneficial for agriculture, it can also bring risks. Excessive rainfall or delayed monsoons can lead to flooding, which can destroy crops, erode soil, and damage infrastructure. Flood-prone regions like Uttarakhand, Kerala, and Assam frequently face heavy rainfalls that result in crop losses, particularly for horticultural crops like fruits and vegetables. Heavy rain can also damage the standing crops in fields, especially in low-lying areas where waterlogging and stagnant water can suffocate plants and reduce productivity. Furthermore, inconsistent monsoon patterns can lead to droughts in regions that are typically dependent on monsoon rains, impacting crop production. The timing of the monsoon is critical. A late monsoon can delay sowing, while an early monsoon can force farmers to accelerate planting, which can lead to poor crop yields if the rains taper off too soon. The variability of monsoon season often forces farmers to choose crops that can tolerate a range of rainfall patterns such as millets, which are more drought resistant, or legumes which require less water. In addition to rice, farmers may shift to less water-dependent crops like groundnut, pulses, and soya beans if there is a threat of a dry monsoon season. Therefore, farmers' choices regarding crop cultivation are heavily influenced by the monsoon's predictability and intensity. Water resources in India are deeply tied to the monsoon, with rainfall serving as the primary source of surface water for rivers, lakes, and reservoirs. The monsoons are crucial for replenishing the water levels in rivers, lakes, and reservoirs, many of which serve as sources of drinking water, irrigation, and power generation. Rivers like the Ganga, Yamuna, Godavari, and Krishna experience a surge in water flow during the monsoon months, which boosts their capacity to meet the demands of both agriculture and domestic consumption. Reservoirs such as those in Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh fill up during the monsoon, enabling them to provide irrigation and drinking water throughout the dry months. In states like Punjab and Haryana, where extensive irrigation is used for rice farming, the availability of water from the monsoon ensures that crops receive the necessary moisture during the critical growth periods. The monsoon also plays a vital role in replenishing groundwater levels. Rainwater harvesting is one of the key natural processes that contribute to the recharge of groundwater aquifers. As the rains pour down, water seeps into the ground, restoring the underground reserves that supply wells, tube wells, and bore wells, which are essential for irrigation in areas not covered by canal system. In regions such as Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, where surface water is limited, the reliance on groundwater is significant. A good monsoon season ensures a rise in groundwater levels, making it possible for farmers to continue irrigation even in the absence of rainfall. On the other hand, poor rainfall leads to declining groundwater levels, which can affect farmers' ability to sustain their crops. While the monsoon is essential for replenishing water resources, its uneven distribution across the country poses significant challenges. States like Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Karnataka receive abundant rainfall during the monsoon, while Rajasthan, Gujarat, and parts of Madhya Pradesh remain dry. This disparity creates significant regional disparities in water availability. Moreover, poor water management practices such as inadequate storage capacity, excessive extraction, and pollution of water resources can reduce the benefits of the monsoon rains. In some parts of India, rainwater runoff is wasted due to a lack of proper harvesting techniques, which exacerbates water scarcity issues in the dry seasons. The monsoon's impact on agriculture and water resources also extends to the broader Indian economy. Agriculture contributes a significant portion of India's GDP, and the sector employs a large portion of population. Any fluctuations in the monsoon can therefore have far-reaching effects on the economy. Good monsoons lead to abundant harvests, higher crop yields, and a stronger rural economy, providing a boost to agrarian income and increasing market supply. Conversely, erratic or failed monsoons can result in crop failure, reduced agricultural productivity, and a decline in farmers' income, which can have a ripple effect on the national economy. The Indian government has increasingly focused on improving irrigation infrastructure, water conservation techniques, and crop insurance schemes to mitigate the impact of poor monsoons. However, agriculture remains highly vulnerable to the unpredictable nature of the monsoon season. In conclusion, the Indian monsoons are integral to the country's agriculture and water resources. The arrival and distribution of monsoon rainfall have a direct impact on crop yields, the success of agricultural practices, and the availability of water for both rural and urban populations. While the monsoon provides essential water for farming and replenishing natural water reserves, its variability represents significant challenges, from the risk of floods to droughts and groundwater depletion. The unpredictable nature of the monsoon underscores the importance of water management, rainwater harvesting, and sustainable agricultural practices to minimize risks and ensure the optimal use of monsoon resources. In an agrarian economy like India, the monsoon continues to be both a source of hope and a reminder of vulnerability of agricultural communities, influencing not just food production but the well-being of millions of people across the country.